The year is 1974, a time of great change and turmoil across the United States. Deep in the heart of Texas, Huntsville Prison stands tall and imposing. Its walls, thick and unyielding, have seen countless stories of despair and resilience. This is one of the oldest prisons in the state, holding a long and complicated history. Established in 1848, it has been a silent witness to the evolution of the penal system in America. Inside its walls, tensions are simmering, ready to boil over. The air is thick with unease, as inmates and guards navigate a daily dance of power and survival. The world is about to witness a dramatic event, the Huntsville Prison Siege. This event will capture the attention of the nation and highlight the dire conditions within the prison. Huntsville was known for its harsh conditions. The prison environment was unforgiving, with little regard for the well-being of its inhabitants. Inmates lived in cramped quarters, often subject to extreme heat and limited resources. The overcrowding was a constant source of tension, with tempers flaring in the stifling heat. Guards patrolled with strict authority, and violence was not uncommon. The balance of power was delicate, and any disruption could lead to chaos. The prison was a powder keg waiting for a spark. The combination of harsh conditions, overcrowding, and strict enforcement created an environment ripe for conflict. The Huntsville Prison Siege would become a defining moment in the history of the institution, shedding light on the urgent need for reform and the human cost of neglecting those behind bars. As the sun set on Huntsville, the shadows grew longer, and the tension within the walls became palpable. The stage was set for a confrontation that would echo through the annals of history. The main players in this drama were both inmates and staff. Fred Gomez Carrasco, a convicted murderer, emerged as the leader of the hostage-takers. Carrasco was known for his intelligence and ruthlessness. He was joined by two other inmates, also seeking a desperate way out. On the other side stood prison officials and law enforcement. Warden Johnson, a man hardened by years of dealing with difficult situations, was tasked with resolving the crisis. He faced an impossible choice: negotiate with dangerous criminals or risk the lives of innocent hostages. It began in the prison library, a place meant for quiet reflection. Carrasco and his accomplices, armed with smuggled weapons, overpowered guards and took control of the library. They had a plan to use hostages as bargaining chips to escape the prison walls. News of the siege spread quickly, sending shockwaves through the small town of Huntsville and beyond. Families of inmates gathered anxiously outside the prison gates, desperate for news of their loved ones. The siege had begun. The hot Texas sun beat down on Huntsville as the standoff stretched into its second and third days. Inside the library, tensions ran high. Hostages, including teachers and librarians, lived in fear, caught in the middle of a volatile situation. Negotiators, using bullhorns, tried to reason with Carrasco. He demanded freedom for himself and his men, along with safe passage to Cuba. The atmosphere crackled with uncertainty, each side aware of the high stakes involved. Section 5. The Negotiators, a Fragile Hope. A glimmer of hope emerged in the form of negotiators. These individuals, often unsung heroes, stepped into the fray with a singular mission: to save lives and restore peace. These trained professionals worked tirelessly, trying to find common ground between the desperate inmates and the authorities. They were not just mediators, they were lifelines, threading through the chaos with patience and precision. Every word mattered, every gesture scrutinized, as they attempted to build a fragile bridge of trust. The stakes were incredibly high, and the margin for error was non-existent. Each conversation was a delicate dance, a balancing act between empathy and authority. The hostages themselves played a crucial role. Their presence was a constant reminder of the human cost of failure. Their courage in the face of danger, their pleas for a peaceful resolution, resonated with both sides. They were not just passive victims, they were active participants in the negotiation process, their voices echoing through the tense atmosphere. They were innocent victims, their lives hanging in the balance, and their humanity served as a powerful reminder of what was at stake. The negotiators drew strength from the hostages' bravery, using it as fuel to push harder for a peaceful resolution. In the end, it was this fragile hope, this delicate thread of trust and courage, that held the potential to turn the tide and bring about a resolution. Section 6. The Demands. A Cry for Change. Carrasco's demands were not just about escape. They were a cry for change, a desperate attempt to shine a light on the harsh realities of prison life. He railed against overcrowding, abuse of power, and lack of opportunity within the prison system. His words resonated with some. The siege brought to light the often ignored issues within the American penal system. It forced the public to confront the conditions under which prisoners lived and the desperation that could lead to such extreme measures. Section 7. The Resolution, a Bittersweet Victory. After 11 tense days, the siege reached a dramatic climax. Carrasco, realizing the futility of his situation, negotiated a deal. He and his accomplices would surrender, but only after giving a press conference to air their grievances. The hostages were released, shaken but alive. Carrasco and his men were taken into custody. The siege was over, but the victory felt bittersweet. Lives had been changed forever, and the scars of the ordeal would linger long after the last gunshot faded away. Section 8. Aftermath. Scars and Reforms. The Huntsville prison siege left an indelible mark on all involved. Hostages carried the trauma of their ordeal, their lives forever altered by the experience. The families of both inmates and hostages grappled with the aftermath, seeking healing and understanding. The siege also forced a reckoning within the Texas prison system. Investigations were launched, reforms promised. The event became a catalyst for change, a stark reminder that prisons were not just places of punishment, but also institutions responsible for the well-being of those within their walls. Section 9. Legacy, a turning point. The 1974 Huntsville prison siege stands as a pivotal moment in Texas history. It exposed the flaws within the prison system, igniting a debate about prison reform that continues to this day. The siege also highlighted the complex issues surrounding crime and punishment. It forced society to confront the desperation that can drive individuals to extreme measures and the need for a justice system that addresses not just punishment, but also rehabilitation and the possibility of redemption. Section 10. Conclusion: Remembering Huntsville. The walls of Huntsville prison still stand, a silent testament to a turbulent past. These walls have witnessed countless stories of struggle, resilience, and the quest for justice. They are more than just bricks and mortar. They are the silent keepers of history, holding within them the echoes of voices long gone. The 1974 siege serves as a reminder of the human cost of incarceration and the need for a more just and humane approach to criminal justice. This event was a pivotal moment, highlighting the urgent need for reform and the dire consequences of neglecting the humanity of those behind bars. The protests and riots of that era were not just about the conditions within the prison, but about a broader call for systemic change. The story of Huntsville is not just a historical footnote. It is a powerful narrative that continues to shape our understanding of the criminal justice system. The events that transpired within these walls have left an indelible mark on the collective consciousness, reminding us of the ongoing struggle for justice and equality. The old newspaper clippings and historical photos serve as a stark reminder of the past, urging us to learn from it. It is a story that continues to resonate today, urging us to examine our own beliefs about crime, punishment, and the responsibility we have to those who live and work within the walls of our nation's prisons. The modern-day images of prisons and social justice protests reflect the ongoing dialogue about reform and the need for a more compassionate approach. As we look at the interior of a prison cell, we are reminded of the lives that are affected by the policies we support and the importance of advocating for change. The legacy of Huntsville is a call to action, a plea for empathy, and a reminder that the pursuit of justice is an ongoing journey. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the 1974 siege at Huntsville Prison. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth explorations of historical events and their lasting impacts. Your support helps us continue to bring you these important stories. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed. Throughout this video, we've explored the harrowing events of the 1974 siege at Huntsville Prison, delving into the causes, the key players, and the aftermath. We've seen how this pivotal moment in history has shaped the discourse around prison reform and justice. From the initial outbreak of violence to the eventual resolution, each chapter has provided a deeper understanding of the complexities involved. The timeline of events during the siege paints a vivid picture of the chaos and desperation that unfolded. It serves as a stark reminder of the urgent need for systemic change and the human cost of neglecting those within the prison system. Through interviews with experts and former inmates, we've gained valuable insights into the conditions that led to the siege and the lasting impact it has had on their lives. Their stories are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the ongoing fight for justice. Archival footage of the siege has brought to life the intensity and gravity of the situation, allowing us to witness firsthand the events that transpired. These visuals have provided a powerful context for understanding the broader implications of the siege. As we reflect on the lessons learned from the 1974 siege at Huntsville Prison, it is clear that the pursuit of justice is a continuous journey. The events of that fateful year serve as a reminder of the importance of empathy, reform, and the need to address the systemic issues within our criminal justice system. The sun sets over Huntsville Prison, casting a warm glow on its weathered walls. As we conclude this deep dive, we are reminded that history is not just a series of events, but a collection of stories that shape our present and future. Thank you for watching, and remember to stay curious and stay informed.